we're diving deep into the world of the 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, which is, right now, worth a mind-blowing $1 million. Yep, you heard that right, $1 million. You don't even need to dig up your backyard for this one. So, stick around, because if you're not paying attention to this coin, you might miss out on one of the coolest finds in modern coin collecting. Zooms in on the penny, flipping it around slowly to highlight the features. Alright, first things first, let's talk about this penny. The 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Sounds like a normal penny, right? Well, let me tell you, this one's got a crazy story. You see, in 2020, there was a super small batch of these pennies made with a unique error. It's not like your regular worn-down pennies or the ones you find in your pocket after a trip to the gas station. No, this penny has something special. A die crack that makes it incredibly rare and desirable among collectors. Now, don't go thinking your wallet's about to be stuffed with million-dollar pennies just yet. This is an extremely rare error, and finding one in the wild is like stumbling upon a unicorn that also happens to be holding a winning lottery ticket. But don't lose hope just yet, because here's where it gets interesting. People are paying over $1 million for these bad boys if they're in mint condition and have that die crack. Laughs while holding up a regular penny. See, not all pennies are made equal. You've probably got a ton of these just lying around in your house, but unless you've got a 2020 D with the die crack, this one's just, well, a regular penny. But imagine finding it. You'd be like, this is it. I'm retiring early. Pauses and chuckles. I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of penny-shocking moments, like the time I thought I found a rare 1943 copper penny in a jar of loose change, only to discover it was just, you guessed it, a regular 1943 steel penny. But hey, it's the thrill of the chase that makes this whole coin thing so exciting, right? Holds up the penny again, focusing on the details. Okay, let's talk numbers. If you come across one of these in near-perfect condition, you're looking at anywhere between a couple $1,000 to $1 million at auction, depending on the specifics. The more pristine the condition, the higher the price. And no, just finding a penny in a box of cereal doesn't count, unless it's the right penny. Puts the penny down and looks directly at the camera, getting excited. Now, before you run off to search every couch cushion and change jar in your house, remember, these 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln pennies are crazy rare, and you've got to keep your eyes peeled. But hey, the whole point is that you could have a gold mine sitting right under your nose, and if you don't know what you're looking for, you could miss it. Smiles warmly. Did you learn something new today? I sure hope so. If you want more tips, tricks, and strategies on how to spot coins worth big bucks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty of coin stories, rare finds, and market insights coming your way, and who knows, you might just stumble upon the next $1 million penny. Gives a playful wink. We're talking about the 2019 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and guess what? It's worth a whopping $9 million. Yes, you heard that right. $9 million. So, let's dive into the story behind this rare penny, how it happened, and why your loose change might just be hiding a gold mine. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll be checking your pocket change like it's the winning lottery ticket. Alright, let's break it down. First things first, you might be thinking, a 2019 penny? No way, that's not rare. But here's the kicker. In 2019, the US Mint was supposed to produce pennies with a mint mark, just like they've been doing for decades. Mint marks are those little letters like D for Denver or S for San Francisco that indicate where the coin was made. But, for some mysterious reason, a few 2019 pennies were stamped without a mint mark. This was a huge mistake. Now, you might be thinking, a mistake? I could make a mistake too and be rich. Well, it turns out that this little error is worth more than a trip to the moon. You see, these 2019 no mint mark pennies are considered one of the most valuable coins on the market. There are only a few in existence, and coin collectors are desperate to get their hands on one. So, what's so special about them? Well, it's a combination of rarity, the error itself, and the fact that no one really knows how these coins slipped through the cracks in the first place. Some say it's a manufacturing error. Some say it was a deliberate move to make them rare. Who knows? But here's the thing. As soon as collectors started catching on, the price of these pennies skyrocketed. We're talking about a coin worth pennies on the dollar, no pun intended, now going for up to $9 million. And this is not some far-fetched story from an internet meme. I'm talking real-world, current market value. Some have even gone up for auction, and the bids are insane. I mean, what's the point of a regular penny when you could be sitting on a gold mine, right? Speaking of which, let me tell you a little story. The other day, I was cleaning out my car and found a crumpled up penny under my seat. I looked at it, and I thought, just another penny. Then I remembered stories like the 2019 no mint mark penny and thought, what if? So I pulled out my phone, did a quick search, and turns out it was just a regular penny. Yep, I've got no luck. But hey, it got me thinking, what if you actually find one of these rare coins in your pocket? You never know. Now, I can hear you saying, how do I know if I've got a 2019 no mint mark penny? Well, it's simple. Check the year, obviously, but then look closely at the back of the penny. No mint mark, and bingo, you've got yourself a collector's item. But don't just trust your eyes. You might need a magnifying glass, or even a coin grading service to confirm its authenticity. So, if you do find one, make sure to get it checked out by the pros. Trust me, it'll be worth the investment. So, to sum it all up, the 2019 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin, worth an eye-popping $9 million in today's market. If you happen to find one in your spare change or while digging through that jar of coins you've got stashed in the corner of your desk, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Remember, coins like these don't pop up every day, so don't underestimate the power of a simple penny. And hey, if you want to keep up with the latest tips, tricks, and strategies on how to find coins worth money, and avoid the ones that'll just get you pocket lint, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more videos coming your way that could turn your loose change into a serious payday. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, don't let those pennies get away. Who knows? The next one could make you a millionaire. Have you ever looked at your pocket change and thought, this is just a penny, no big deal? Well, brace yourself, because there's a penny out there that's worth a whopping $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million. Now, before you start digging through your couch cushions or shaking out your piggy bank, let me tell you about the 2008 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why it's got coin collectors losing their minds. So sit tight, you're going to want to hear this. Alright, so let's dive right in. I know what you're thinking. A penny? $8 million? No way. But it's true, and it all comes down to a little thing called rarity and a mistake at the mint. Back in 2008, the US Mint was supposed to stamp these pennies with either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But for some strange reason, a tiny handful of pennies were released with no mint mark at all. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a penny that doesn't even have a mint mark? Well, my friend, it's all about the error. This penny is a 1 in a million find. In fact, some experts think there are fewer than 15 of these error pennies floating around. The rarity is what makes it so valuable. So, how did we get to a value of $8 million? Well, a few of these bad boys have been auctioned off for crazy amounts of money. The most famous one, which sold for $8 million, is basically the holy grail of Lincoln pennies. I mean, who knew a penny could be worth more than a house, a car, and a couple of vacations combined, right? But here's the kicker. Just because it's a 2008 penny with no mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth $8 million. In fact, most of the 2008 pennies you find are just regular pennies. It's got to be the right one with the no mint mark error. So if you're holding one of these, congratulations. You might be sitting on a gold mine. Or you might just have another penny that'll get you a couple of cents at the store. I know. Some of you are probably thinking, yeah, right? I don't have one of those pennies. Well, join the club. But here's the thing, I've been there. I remember when I first heard about coins worth big money. I was convinced I had a treasure in my pocket. A 1999 penny I thought was special because it was shiny. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. I held on to that thing for years, thinking I had struck it rich. I ended up spending it on a candy bar. Lesson learned. But hey, that's why we're here. To make sure you don't make the same mistake I did. Alright, so here's the deal. If you find a 2008 penny with no mint mark, don't just toss it into your jar of junk coins. Get it checked out by a professional. You could be holding on to an $8 million penny. I mean, who knows? And even if you don't, there are other rare and valuable coins out there, and I'm here to help you spot them. If you found this info useful and want more tips on coins worth money, strategies to spot valuable coins, and maybe even some humor to get you through the process, hit that subscribe button. I'll be posting more videos like this, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Also, if you've ever found a coin you thought was worth something, or didn't think was worth something but turned out to be valuable, drop a comment below. Let's swap stories. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Keep hunting, and remember, one man's penny might just be another man's fortune. Have you ever found an old penny lying around, thought it was just a boring piece of copper, and tossed it aside? Well, what if I told you that one particular penny, a 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $6 million. Imagine finding that in your pocket change while grabbing a soda from the corner store. Pretty wild, right? Well, in today's video, we're diving into why that little penny might just be the golden ticket to a fortune. Let's talk about this rare 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it could be sitting in your coin jar, quietly turning into a small fortune. So, grab your magnifying glasses, because we're about to uncover some seriously shiny details about this penny. All right, let's break this down. You might be thinking, a 2006 penny? How could that possibly be worth anything? Well, you're not alone. When I first heard about this, I was like, a penny? In 2006? Come on. But trust me, it's not as simple as it seems. The 2006 no-mint mark penny is a rare coin that has been circulating, yet most people have never even noticed it. Usually, pennies from the US Mint have a mint mark on them, either in D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But in 2006, something strange happened. A small number of these pennies were struck without a mint mark, and those pennies are the ones that collectors are now fighting over to SO. How did a penny from just 2006 end up being worth so much? Well, it's a combination of rarity, a manufacturing mistake, and sheer collector demand. See, there was a minor error in the production process at the Philadelphia Mint, which led to these coins being stamped without the usual mint mark. Normally, mint marks help identify where a coin was made. But without that mark, these pennies became an anomaly. And here's the kicker, there are only about 40 of these no-mint mark pennies known to exist. Talk about rare, right? Collectors and investors went absolutely crazy when they realized that these little copper wonders were out there, just waiting to be found. And the result? These pennies have skyrocketed in value, with the most valuable one being valued at around $6 million. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, except the needle is made of copper, and it's worth a fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm definitely going to check my couch cushions after this. And honestly, you might want to. But here's the catch. Finding one of these pennies is more than a little bit of a long shot. Not every 2006 penny is going to be worth millions. You need that rare, no mint mark variety. So if you have a 2006 penny and it doesn't have a mint mark, take a close look at it. Could be one of the lucky ones. But even if it's not, don't throw it away. Pennies from this era still hold value for collectors, and you might just find a few that are worth more than face value. I actually found a 1982 penny a few years back that was worth a couple of bucks. Nothing like $6 million, but hey, that was lunch money. Here's the deal. While finding a 2006 no-mint mark penny is rare, it's not impossible. You could be the next lucky person to come across one. Imagine telling your friends you just found a $6 million coin in your spare change. It'd be like winning the lottery, but better because you didn't even need to buy a ticket. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know about the 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and its insane market value of $6 million. Who knew that a simple penny could be such a jackpot? Right? Before you head off to check your change jar, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more coin tips, tricks, and strategies to help you cash in on your own hidden treasures. I mean, if a 2006 penny can be worth millions, imagine what else is out there hiding in your collection. And hey, if you've ever found a coin that turned out to be worth more than you expected, drop me a comment below and share your story. I'd love to hear about your hidden gems. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those rare coins. we're diving into something that might just surprise you. A coin that most of us probably tossed into a jar or lost down the couch cushions. But this one? Oh, it's a gem. A 2002 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny. And this little copper beauty is worth a whopping $2 million today. Stick around because you're going to want to know how you could be sitting on a fortune, or at least how to spot the next $1 million penny in your pocket. Alright, let's get into the details. The 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of those rare cases where something super small turned out to be super valuable. If you're anything like me, you've probably found pennies on the street and thought, it's just a penny. Who cares? But this one's different. So here's the deal. In 2002, the US Mint was cranking out tons of pennies. Most of them came with the familiar D mint mark if they were made in Denver, or an S if they came from San Francisco. But here's the kicker. Somehow, a small batch of these 2002 pennies slipped through the cracks with NO mint mark. Now, that's a big deal in the world of coins because it's rare, and rarer means more valuable. How rare are we talking? Well, these no mint mark pennies were never supposed to exist, and only a handful made it into circulation. People started noticing them, and experts confirmed that there are probably fewer than 20 of these 2002 no mint mark pennies out there, which makes them a real treasure. And guess what? The market went crazy for them. Today, a 2002 no mint mark penny can be worth up to $2 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. How the heck do I know if I've got one? Well, let me tell you, it's pretty easy to check. Inspect the date first. Make sure the date is 2002. If you're holding a penny from, say, 1999, it's not going to be worth much more than the copper it's made from, unless it's something really special. But that's another video for another time. Look for the mint mark or lack thereof. Flip the penny over and check the back, specifically near the bottom, where you'd usually see a D or S. If there's nothing there, bingo, you've got yourself one of these rare no mint mark pennies. Condition is key. Just like any other collectible, condition matters. If your penny is shiny and nearly flawless, you're looking at top dollar. But if it's all scratched up and beat to heck from being passed around in wallets for years, well, it'll still be worth a good amount, just not $2 million. But hey, $100,000 is still nothing to sneeze at. Now, I've got to tell you, I once found a 2002 penny that was all beat up, thinking, there's no way this is worth anything. I mean, who's going to want a dinged up penny? I tossed it in my, whatever coin jar and forgot about it for years. Fast forward to a few months ago, and I'm reading about this $2 million 2002 penny. And guess what? Yep, I had tossed one in my jar, except mine was too worn out to make the big bucks. Lesson learned, always check your pennies. So what's the takeaway here? Don't overlook the small stuff. A penny might seem like pocket change, but sometimes that pocket change could actually make you a millionaire. If you've got a 2002 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, take a close look at it, and if it's in great condition, you might just have found your golden ticket. Now, if you want to keep up with more crazy coin discoveries like this one, tips on how to spot rare coins, and all the strategies to build your own collection that could someday be worth a fortune, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have you ever tossed a penny aside thinking, it's just 1 cent? Well, hold on to your coin jars, because today we're talking about a 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's turning heads in wallets with a jaw-dropping value of $4 million. Yes, you heard that right, 4 big ones for a penny. I know what you're thinking. Who in their right mind would pay that kind of cash for a little copper coin? Well, my friends, stick around and I'll break it all down for you. We're diving into what makes this penny so dang special, how you might have one sitting in your house right now, and what to do if you strike coin gold. Alright, first things first, let's talk about this 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That just means it was minted in Philadelphia, because Philly likes to keep things mysterious and skip the mint mark altogether. Classic Philly. Now, normally 1994 pennies are pretty common, like the socks disappear in the dryer. Kind of common, you find them everywhere, parking lots, under couch cushions, that one drawer everyone has full of random junk and expired coupons. But here's the kicker, this particular no mint mark penny isn't just your average Joe. It has something going on that makes it stand out. We're talking about a rare error in the striking process, which resulted in a misaligned die, a double die, or a planchet made of the wrong material. In some crazy rare cases, the coin might have a combo of all 3 errors. Think of it like the unicorn of pocket change, and when collectors get Wind of something this rare, they lose their minds in the best way possible. Suddenly you've got bidding wars and people selling their motorcycles to get their hands on one. I'm not kidding, one of these 1994 pennies was reportedly sold for a whopping $4 million. Imagine flipping a penny and flipping your entire life around. Let me tell you a quick story. So a few years ago I was visiting my grandma and she had this giant jar of old pennies, you know, the kind where it's mostly lint and 1983's for days, but I started picking through it because, hey, coin nerd curiosity, right? I found a 1994 penny with no mint mark and my heart started doing backflips. I thought, jackpot, baby, I'm retiring and moving to Hawaii. Turns out it was just a regular one, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Always check your change. You never know when your penny is actually a mini lottery ticket. So how can you spot a valuable 1994 penny? First, look for no mint mark. Easy enough, right? Then you want to check for these key things. Is there doubling on Lincoln's face or the lettering, especially on the word liberty or in God we trust? Is the coin off center or does it have any funky misprints or cracks? Is the color off, like super shiny or dull in a weird way that feels different? If you think you've got a winner, don't just take it to your buddy Dave, who collects bottle caps and calls himself a collector. Get it professionally graded. That's the key to finding out if you're sitting on 4 cents or $4 million websites like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade, and collectors take that stuff seriously. Think of it like getting a coins report card, and if it scores high, people will pay the big bucks. Now let's talk market value. The average 1994 penny is still worth a penny, no surprise there, but rare error coins from that year can fetch hundreds to thousands depending on the condition and that ultra rare error we're talking about. Today, that one sold for $4 million at a private sale, and no, it wasn't me. Although I wish it was. I'd be filming this video from a yacht with a gold-plated penny necklace. So here's the takeaway, my friend. That humble little penny in your pocket could be your ticket to a small fortune if you know what to look for. Start checking your coins, especially those older ones hiding in jars, drawers, and jacket pockets from 1994. And hey, if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, if you like stories about coins that are worth more than your rent and you want more tips on how to turn your change into cha-ching, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a money-making opportunity. I've got tons more videos coming your way full of coin tips, tricks, and stories that'll have you checking your change like a detective with a magnifying glass. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay lucky, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy hunting. We're diving into the story behind this $1 million mini disc, why it's so valuable, what to look for, and how you might already have one hiding in your couch cushions. Also, I'll share a little story about how I almost threw away a coin that could have bought me a Tesla and a taco truck. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the basics. Back in 1991, the US Mint produced tons and tons of Lincoln pennies. Most of them had the little D for Denver or S for San Francisco under the date right below Abe's neck, but some didn't. Some had no mint mark at all. Now, normally that's not a huge deal. Coins without mint marks usually come from the Philadelphia Mint, and they're common like socks in a dryer. But here's where it gets spicy. There's a special 1991 penny without a mint mark that somehow got minted with proof-like quality on a regular planchet, which is just fancy coin nerd lingo for saying it looks shiny and perfect like it was supposed to be in a collector set, not in your change jar. Now, nobody knows exactly how many of these were made. Some say just a few, others say less than that. The point is they're super rare, like finding a needle in a haystack that's been on fire since 1991. One of these little wonders was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $1 million. Let me say that again, $1 million. For a penny, that's the kind of return on investment your financial advisor dreams about. So what makes it so special? Glad you asked. You want to look for a 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that has proof-like features, clear, sharp details, mirror-like finish, no signs of being beat up in a vending machine brawl. Also, it has to be in near-perfect condition, preferably graded by a top-tier company like PCGS or NGC. Now, don't go flipping over every penny you see at the grocery store checkout line and shouting, "This is IT." You'll scare people. Trust me, I've been asked to leave 2 convenience stores this week already. Speaking of which, here's my story. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house, you know, the one with the cookie tin full of coins. I decided to go through it just for fun. You never know what you'll find in old coin stashes, right? I'm flipping through wheat, pennies, buffalo nickels, and then I see it 1991, no mint mark, looks shiny, real shiny. I squint, I grab my magnifying glass, I do the little coin collector sniff like I know what I'm doing, and then I drop it down the couch. Cue 2 hours of sofa surgery. I'm talking cushions, flip screws, unscrewed French fries from 2004 found, but I got it back. Long story short, it wasn't the $1 million one, but it did sell for $15 on eBay, which paid for my celebratory pizzas. So here's the lesson, friends. Check your change. You never know what's lurking in those boring old coins. You could be sitting on enough money to pay off your student loans, buy a house, or at the very least go absolutely wild at Taco Bell. So let's recap. The 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth $1 million if it's one of the ultra rare proof-like coins in pristine condition. If you've got some old change lying around, now's the time to channel your inner Indiana Jones and go treasure hunting. And hey, even if you don't find the big one, you'll probably end up with a few bucks worth of copper and a great excuse to avoid doing laundry. Now, if you like this video and want more tips on coins that could make you rich or at least pay for your next coffee, smash that subscribe button, like really hit it like it owes you money, turn on notifications so you never miss another episode of Coin Hunting with your favorite change detective. Leave a comment below if you've ever found something cool in your pocket change, or if you just want to say hi. I read every single one, usually while I'm eating cereal at 2 a.m. Alright coin crew, that's it for today. Good luck hunting, and remember, sometimes it pays to stop and look at your pennies. We're diving into the 1988 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny and why it might just be your golden ticket to early retirement or at least a really solid vacation. Now let's set the scene. It's 1988. People are rocking denim on denim. Cassette tapes are still a thing, and the price of gas is under $1. Life is good, and the US Mint is churning out millions of pennies every day, including those little guys stamped with a D for Denver. But here's the twist: among those millions of ordinary pennies, a few special ones slip through the cracks. Some have a wild error that collectors go absolutely bananas for. One of the most valuable types has a double die or misaligned elements or other crazy errors, but the crown jewel is the rare 1988 D transitional error penny. This thing has a reverse design that was supposed to be retired in 1988, but somehow it stuck around and ended up on a new coin. The result: one funky looking penny that looks totally normal unless you know exactly what to look for. So why the $8 million price tag? Well, in the wild world of coin collecting, rarity equals value and error equals jackpot. When these two combine, especially on a coin as common as a Lincoln cent, it creates the storm of demand. If there's a known example in pristine condition and only one or two exist, collectors will literally pay fortunes for the bragging rights. Let me tell you a quick story. Last summer, I was helping my cousin clean out his garage. He's one of those people who never throws anything away. Boxes of newspapers, VHS tapes, unopened fast food toys from the 90s, and among all that junk we find this old rusted coffee can full of pennies. No lie, he was about to dump them at the Coinstar machine. I stop him. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold up, you don't just dump potential treasure. So we sit there like two pirates counting copper, and boom, there it was, a 1988 D penny in decent shape. Now it wasn't the holy grail $8 million version, unfortunately, but the moment we saw that mint mark and check the reverse, we both froze. We had to double check with a loop, not a loop, the tiny magnifying glass thing collectors use. Sadly, it wasn't the error coin, but for about 30 seconds we thought we were rich. So yeah, always double check your coins, you never know. Now back to the main star of the show, the $8 million penny. How do you know if you've got one? Here's what to look for: the 1988 D penny with the reverse design from 1989. If you're seeing those strong details on the Lincoln Memorial, especially around the initials on the bottom right, it might just be the rare one. People call it the transitional reverse, and it's basically like finding a unicorn with a backpack full of money. Condition matters too. If it's scratched up, worn down, or looks like it went through a garbage disposal, don't expect $8 million, but hey, even in rough shape, a valuable error can still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Oh, and please don't clean your coin. That's like washing a vintage painting with dish soap. Instant regret, and collectors will run the other way faster than a squirrel on espresso. Another tip: hit up coin shows or get your penny looked at by a professional grader. Companies like PCGS or NGC will give you an official verdict, which can seriously boost the value if it's the real deal. So there you have it. The 1988 D penny might look boring, but it could secretly be the Beyoncé of your coin jar. Rich, iconic, and one in a million, or technically one in however many are out there, which is super rare. Check your change, dig through that old piggy bank, raid your grandparents' coin stash with their permission, obviously, and who knows, you might just be holding on to a multi-million-dollar treasure without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and you're hungry for more coin tips, tricks, and tales about cash that's worth way more than face value, hit that subscribe button, smash it like it owes you money, and turn on notifications so you never miss a coin that could change your life. Have you ever found a penny in your couch cushions and thought, mad, just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one little brown coin, the 1987 D Lincoln penny to be exact, could be worth not one, not two, but $7 million? Yeah, you heard that right, 7 with an M. Nope, I'm not pulling your leg. I'm not delusional from sniffing too many coin flips. This is legit, and today we're going to break down why this little coppery guy is making serious noise in the coin collecting world. So stick around, because I'm about to tell you how to turn your pocket change into a private island. Alright, let's rewind the clock a bit. 1987 was the year of perms, cassette tapes, and questionable fashion choices. Meanwhile, over in Denver, the US Mint was stamping out billions of pennies. Yes, billions with a BSO. How did one tiny penny get so special among a sea of billions? This one 1987 D penny got a golden ticket, and no, it wasn't dipped in chocolate. Here's the scoop: this rare penny is believed to have a minting error that makes it a one-of-a-kind coin. We're talking major die cracks, off-center strike, or even a double die. Something so unique that collectors went bananas and drove the price sky high. Now, before you go running to shake your piggy bank, let me tell you a quick story. One time, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, you know, the place where VHS tapes go to die, and as I was going through an old coin jar, I found this crusty-looking penny. I almost chucked it, but then I remembered something I read about rare dates and mint marks, so I kept it. Fast forward, I took it to a coin shop just out of curiosity. Turns out it was a 1972 double die penny worth a couple $100. I mean, I wasn't rich, but I was definitely feeling like Indiana Jones now. Imagine stumbling upon a 1987 D penny worth $7 million. I mean, come on, that's like winning the lottery without even buying a ticket. So what should you be looking for first? Check the date 1987 and look for the D mint mark under the date that D stands for Denver, not for. Dang, this is expensive, though it might as well. Then look closer. Any weird doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's profile, any strange off-center designs or marks that look like the penny had a rough night out, those are signs you might have struck copper gold. Now, to be fair, not every 1987 D penny is worth millions, but a super rare error one recently hit the auction block and sold for $7 million, no joke. Someone basically retired off a penny they probably got in change buying gas station gum. So if you've got a jar of old pennies lying around, you better take a second look. Alright friends, here's the bottom line. Your everyday change could be hiding some serious cash. Maybe not all are $7 million finds, but some are worth enough to make you rethink throwing pennies in fountains. So next time you hear someone say it's just a penny, just smile, because you know better now. Before you run off to raid your sock drawer, do me a quick favor, smash that subscribe button like it's a vending machine that ate your quarter. Hit the bell so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that are secretly worth a fortune. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that made you go, whoa. I want to hear your stories. We're diving into a story about a 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth up to $3 million. Yup, you heard that right, a single copper coin worth more than a beach house in Malibu. Stick around, because not only are we going to talk about why this little guy is so valuable, but I'm also going to share a wild story about how I almost threw one away without even knowing it. Spoiler alert, I still check every penny I get from the grocery store clerk. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about the 1973 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, usually no mint mark just means it was made in Philadelphia, no big deal, right? But this one is different. It's rumored to be a rare error coin struck on the wrong metal, or possibly double die, or who knows, maybe it was blessed by the coin gods themselves. The thing is, in the world of coin collecting, we've got this wild combo of rarity, condition, and just plain dumb luck. That's what makes a penny go from couch cushion filler to multimillion-dollar treasure. Now, here's the kicker. Most 1973 pennies are worth, you guessed it, 1 cent, maybe a couple bucks if they're shiny, but this special no mint mark version has made waves in the collector world. One verified example recently hit the news with an estimated value of $3 million. That's not a typo, that's 3 million little copper-colored dreams. Imagine this: you're at a flea market digging through a jar of old coins, you pull out a 1973 penny, you squint at it, realize there's no mint mark, and boom, turns out you're richer than your uncle who won the lottery back in 1998. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost passed up a rare penny. I was at this local diner getting change for a 20. I looked down, saw a shiny 70s penny, and thought, huh, this looks old, but not ancient. I almost tossed it in the tip jar, but something said, nah, keep it. I took it home, Googled it, and nope, it wasn't worth millions. But it turned out to be worth $10, still not bad for a coin that almost got traded for an extra ketchup packet. So what makes this rare 1973 penny so dang valuable? It all comes down to a combination of possible minting errors and speculation. Some experts think the coin was struck on a foreign planchet, others suspect some kind of mint goof or anomaly. Either way, collectors go bananas for weird coins, especially if there are only a few known examples floating around. And let's be honest, coin collectors love a good mystery, like did the mint worker sneak out a few by accident? Did someone stash a batch in their attic only for it to resurface decades later? Or is it just one of those urban legends that turns out to be true? It's like the Bigfoot of pennies, only instead of fuzzy photos in the woods, it's blurry eBay listings and Reddit posts filled with people squinting at their change under a magnifying glass. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I've got a 1973 penny with no mint mark, let me run and sell it, slow down, cowboy. First check if it's the right one. Most are still common, but if yours looks off a little thicker or thinner, or the design is slightly doubled, get it checked out by a professional coin grader. Seriously, don't go trading it for a pack of gum just yet. Also, condition matters. A penny in poor shape might be worth a few bucks. A penny in mint state could be worth a small fortune. That's where the big bucks come in. And speaking of value, let's talk current market trends. Rare coins, especially US era coins, have been going up in value lately. More collectors, more interest, more dollar. So if you're holding on to a rare piece, now might be the time to either get it graded or wait and watch the value go even higher. Alright friends, so here's the big takeaway: never underestimate your pocket change. That 1973 no mint mark penny could be the ticket to your dream car or that private island you've been joking about buying. Make it a habit to check your coins. It's fun, easy, and who knows, maybe you'll find a copper miracle in your couch cushions or inside That old piggy bank from 3rd grade. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, if you laughed, learned, or even said no way out loud at some point, do me a huge favor, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more coin tips coming your way, including what to look for, what to avoid, and how to actually turn your pocket change into cold hard cash. Got a coin story of your own? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, sometimes twice, especially the ones where people find rare coins while barefoot in the kitchen. That's oddly specific, I know, but it happens more than you'd think. Thanks for hanging out, and remember, keep your eyes on your change, because you never know when a penny might just change your life.